Hello everyone, welcome to the official recap for the first quarter of our second year. We're going to take a look at top 5 pieces, we're going to look at artist ranking, archive growth, and everything in between, so let's jump right into it. And for the first quarter, we had 3 galleries that were released, and so that started off with the AI Generative Art Gallery, and then a little bit later we had the Mixed Media Art Gallery release, and then that was followed by the Glitch Art Gallery release. So there were a total of 3 galleries that were released in the first quarter of our second year. Starting off with the top 5 pieces for the first quarter. So here in number 1, we have Be Not Afraid by the digital illustrator Feeful. Here in number 2, we have The Pack Survives coming from the digital illustrator Alex Hovey. Here in number 3 is going to be The Garden number 5 coming from the AI generative artist Proxima Centauri B. Here in number 4 is going to be A, that is One Weird Looking Horse coming from the career illustrator Jocelyn Combs. And finally, we have the Cyberpunk digital illustration coming from Douglas Murakami. Those were the top 5 pieces for the first quarter of our second year. Taking a look at the top piece for each artist ranking. Here in our Underserved Artist, 0 to 3,000 followers, it's going to be the Full Blossom work coming from Nicholas Anton. Here in number 2, it's going to be our Anchor Artist, 3,000 to 10,000 followers. That's going to be The Garden number 5 coming from the AI generative artist Proxima Centauri B. Here in our Established Artist, so that's 10,000 to 50,000 followers, it's going to be The Pack Survives from the digital illustrator Alex Hovey. And finally, out of our Prestige Artist, so 50,000 followers and up, it's Having a Long Think by Peter Morbacher. And those were the top piece for each artist ranking. Artists with more than one showcase for the first quarter of our second year. We're starting off with our Underserved Artist, 0 to 3,000 followers. Here in the first section, it's going to be the 3 pieces coming from the digital illustrator known as Salem. Here in the next section, we have the AI generative artist known as Surya.ai Labs, 3 pieces also coming from that artist. Next is going to be our Anchor Artist, actually only one artist here, and that was the kind of digital render glitch artist known as Imposter. Going to be 2 works coming from this artist. So now taking a look at our Established Artist for the year 2, quarter 1, it's going to be Diffusion Dreams, 3 works coming from that artist. Next is going to be the career artist known as Ryan Hawthorne, 3 works, 2 of which coming from his 404 collection. And finally, for our Established Artist, we have the 2 pieces coming from the 2055 series from the digital illustrator known as Vin Clover Creek. Now taking a look at our Prestige Artist, that's anyone with 50,000 or more followers. We have 3 pieces coming from the career digital illustrator Douglas Murakami. Next is going to be the career digital illustrator known as Jocelyn Combs, also 3 works coming from this artist. Finally, we're going to end it off with 2 more artists. The first one is going to be Max Hay in our Prestige section, 2 pieces coming from this artist. And finally is going to be Dennis Frittas, the career illustrator, working with 2 different pieces here. Very, very nice works. And so those were all of our pieces. I believe it was about 25 works split across, 25 works split across about 10 different artists, and those were all of our artists with more than one showcase in the first quarter of our second year. Archive growth for the first quarter. So it's a total of 85 new pieces added to the archive, and that represents about a 25% increase. So that put us over 420 pieces steadily onto our way to 500 works in the full archive. Next is going to be artist ranking. So here for the first quarter of our second year, we ended with 22% of the works being from Underserved Artist, 12% of the works coming from Anchor Artist, about 35% coming from Established Artist, and 31% coming from Prestiged Artist. When we take that and we plug it into the full curation to date, so remember that's 425 pieces, so out of those 425, about 26% have 3,000 or less followers. About 14% have 3,000 to 10,000 followers. About 28% have 10,000 to 50,000 followers. And about 33% of the 427 works that we have is about 50,000 followers or up. Finally, we're going to take a look at follower growth for the first quarter of our second year. So it represented a pretty steep increase and a little bit of a steady climb after that. That represents about a 30% increase with over 1,000 members joining the community. So welcome to everyone that's with us now. And when we take those, we plug those in and we compare it to the previous quarter. So that was the fourth quarter of our first year, and we compare that alongside the first quarter of our second year. What we find is a pretty slow, almost a no increase at all. And then around the beginning of March, we see an incredible increase all the way up and then a bit steady increase after that. And so that represents about 1,500 new members joining the community. So welcome to everyone who just joined the Apollo Art Exchange. We're really happy to have you. And that's about 30% increase in community size. So welcome everyone to the Apollo Art Exchange community. And so that was the full recap for the first quarter of our second year, and we are now in the second quarter of our second year.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.